welcome here to Bennett Field as we are down to finals baseball here in the Super League Baseball Adelaide. My name is Fraser Fife. Joining me is Rob Ushy, and we have quite a matchup, second and third, between the Sweet Amber Ale Clippers and the Denmark Crushers. Rob, two very good teams like we had last week. Win or go home tonight. Should be in for a fantastic game.
Yeah, we've had 10 weeks of Super League baseball. Everybody's coming down to this. We're in the semifinals here. It is a winner go home. We have the Denmark Crushers, Sweet Amber Ale Clippers, 1-1-1 this year. In the second week, the Clippers beat them 7-5. In the 7th week, a 3-3 draw, the only one we had in Super League. And then 2 weeks ago, on 20th of November, Clippers won 6-2, even the series. We're in for a heck of a game tonight.
Yeah, in for a good one, as the Clippers are the first ones out onto the line, but some interesting storylines that we'll be going through as this game goes on. Of course, some key omissions for these two teams in relation to players, so they'll create some interesting matchups as we go into this game. Of course, both these teams eyeing towards the Carp at the top of the ladder. They are the team to beat at the moment, and a good chance for a bit of a scouting report between these two teams. Not that they necessarily need it.
No, they've played each other a few times. Carp thought I'd see maybe some of them sitting around here tonight, out to watch. But they've all gathered down at the highway, watch the game on TV, enjoy some of their refreshments. So congratulations to them for winning the inaugural season of first place, getting that bye right to the Grand Finals here next Wednesday. Enjoy the night tonight and watch a little bit of baseball to see who their competitor is going to be.
Yeah, welcome to everyone watching, whether you're watching the live broadcast here or the delayed telecast. We love your viewership regardless. As you can see, the Denmark Crushers on your on your screen going through their team lineups, and we will use the opportunity after the national anthem to go through these two lineups, as they have some very interesting key omissions. As it looks like we are ready to go for the national anthem.
For the national anthem of Australia.
Well, the Australian national anthem to get us started here tonight. Both teams will go to their respective dugouts, and we'll use this opportunity to run through these two teams' lineups, beginning with the Sweet Amber Ale Clippers. And as you mentioned, there are some omissions, so it will be Theo Lakmesh who will be leading it off. He'll be at first base. Dylan Ridding will be the designated hitter at 2. Jordan McArdle playing third base in the 3-hole. Evan LeBlanc at 4 at center field. Alex Carter will be the catcher at 5. Sam McGarry will be the second baseman at 6. Carl Hoschke in the right field at 7. Dakota Thompson at shortstop at 8. And Griff Weber will round it out in the 9-hole. Tim Day on the mound for the Sweet Amber Ale Clippers. And pretty much you've come in with two key players missing for the Sweet Amber Ale Clippers in their lineup. Some big omissions. Jordan McArdle playing third base.
Yeah, it'll be his first start at third base in probably a while, I will say. Even going for his Sturt team in the SLBA. He probably hasn't had to start there in a year or two, I'd say. So it'll be an interesting factor to maybe watch tonight. See if the Denmark Crushers try to lay one down or hit something to the left-hand side. Dakota Thompson, the usual third baseman, slides over to shortstop. As yeah, the Clippers are missing two marquee players tonight, two of their better hitters. Dylan Brammer and Terrell Joyce. Haven't seen him on the bench yet today. Not here. The power threat could possibly be missing. So the Clippers a little short-handed.
Yeah, in a crucial game, as you can see, Geordie Gross getting some warm-up pitches on the mound for the Denmark Crushers. For them defensively, we'll go through that as we go throughout this first inning. But predictions, Rob, do you think that this game is going to go in favour of the Clippers or the Crushers? We can't have a tie this week.
Can't have a tie this week. It's one of the changes to the Super League. It is, of course, we have the speed-up rules and everything, but tonight and next week won't be timed games. We used to have the 2-hour limit, but for the playoffs here, for the preliminary final and then the grand final next week, it is going to be just 7 innings of baseball, and then go from there. I think I've been wrong every time Phil's asked me to make a prediction this year.
This year so for the
far.
First time.
So it's one of those done. Looking at the rosters, very balanced teams. I'm going to go with the Denmark Crushers. A little more veteran squad tonight. Going to possibly be there to get it off. Geordie Gross starting for them. You know, he's got a .82 ERA so far in the Super League in 11 innings. He'll be looking for a good start. And we're going to go with first pitch right down the middle of the plate. Lakmeshri's been very aggressive through the Super League. Takes a pitch there. He's behind 0-1.
Yeah, we saw with the Clippers, they were a team that were super aggressive, and that really does sort of pay dividends here in the Super League. But it was getting to the point you just had about every single player 1 to 9 trying to swing out of their shoes on the first pitch. So we'll see if they take a more measured approach, as Gross is going to throw that one outside.
Yeah, first couple of weeks we did see a lot of bigger swings, a lot of individual game, and then the last number of weeks teams were starting to maybe go to the copy of what the Carp pretty much did at the beginning of the year. They lost the first 3 games, and but they played team baseball. It took advantage of it in the last half, ran away and got themselves the first place bye all the way to the final. We got a 2-2 pitch here to Lakmesh, and he's going to drive that one to left field. Gary Owen's going to drive back a little bit to his left, makes the easy catch. Defensively, we got Gary Owens in left field, Matt Hutchins back in center field, Nick Talbot moves from second base into right field. The human highlight reel, Anthony Herrera at third base, and then of course up the middle, Jeremy Cresswell, Josh Cakebread, Ben Andrews over to first base, Landon Hernandez behind the plate, and Geordie Gross continues his dominant work on the mound.
Yep, now facing Dylan Redding, who will be the designated hitter tonight. And for Gross, as you mentioned, someone who you're definitely going to give the ball to in a situation like this, just because he has been so dominant over the course of this Super League season. And of course, as I say that, throws one behind Hernandez and we'll get a new ball.
Been fairly dominant by attacked hitters. One of the aspects of the Super League is that pitchers do only get 2 innings maximum or 40 pitches. So a pitcher has been attacking. So if you have a pitcher that has good stuff, then you know you got to go right after him.
Of course, one of the key differences as we head into the final series as well is that we are going to play the full 7. There is no clock here this week. We are going the full 7 innings, so that just creates a little bit more, I'd say, well, speed-up rules are still in effect, but there isn't as much pressure in relation to the clock.
Yeah, well, you know you're going to play 7 innings tonight. We will have extra innings with the international rule if we do go that far. I mean, these teams did have a draw at one point. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Caught the outside corner there, 3-2. Good pitch there right on the outside. Not one that Redding wanted to handle. He wasn't going to be able to do anything with. So now he's going to get himself another one, 3-2.
Well, yeah, first full count of the game, and this one's also going to be hit out towards left field as Owens will range underneath it and take it for the second out. So 2 straight flyouts to left field to start it out for the Clippers.
Yeah, good start for Geordie Gross again. Couple well hit balls, but they just went nowhere. Straight in the air. It's a perfect night for baseball here. We had a little bit of rain shower about an hour before the game. We're predicting another one maybe around 10 o'clock tonight, but it's sun's out, it's 25 degrees. The baseball gods have opened up a perfect night for a semifinal baseball game.
Well, that was going to be the question in relation to the weather. It was also going to be whether it was going to hold out, and so far it's looking pretty good. So as you mentioned, baseball gods smiling upon us tonight as Jordan McArdle stepping in, and first pitch he's going to take is a ball, 1-0 count. So I think while McArdle has definitely proven his wares in the Super League, we're all going to be paying definite attention to the Clippers defensively because of him being shifted at third base here tonight. So maybe more interest in his defense than his offense tonight. Another one that goes out towards left field, and Owen's getting some early work in on the warning track, and he'll take it for the third out, as that will retire the Clippers. So they go down a 1-2-3, and a good job by Gross.
Yeah, good job. You got three fly balls, all to Gary Owens in left field. So he got the inning set away for himself. One of the things that you may want to bring the ball down a little bit. You look at pitchers, if they get ground balls early, strikeouts, time for batters to adjust to it. You don't have time to adjust here. 3 fly balls, you're getting the job done. You only got 1 more inning. Otherwise, you might want to bring those down third time through. They might leave the yard.
Yeah, don't necessarily have to make the same adjustments as what you do in club ball, but he'll take it nonetheless. 1, 2, 3, so we'll now be up to the Dunbar Crushers, who will be ready to go, starting off with Jeremy Cresswell, Anthony Herrera, and Landon Hernandez. So a very strong 1, 2, 3. We saw the speed definitely pays dividends for them early on in the game, and if any team can break it open early, that would be a huge confidence boost heading into the rest of this game.
Getting the first run is going to be big. You can see the Dunbar Crushers bench there. General manager Dunny is he's in close tonight. He wants to be involved there. Big game, semi-final game, but you do want to get ahead early, kind of put a little bit of pressure on the other team.
So it'll be Tim Day on the hill for the Clippers, and seeing him just in that background getting the warm-up pitches down to his battery mate and Alex Carter. So we'll see if he's got the breaking pitch working tonight.
He's been the workhorse for the Clippers so far in Super League. He's got 13 and third innings, been involved in every game as a pitcher. He's 1-1, 2.7 ERA. The one or two starts that he had, he gave up runs. His off-speed just wasn't quite working, but he's been one of the better pitchers in the Super League. He's gotten more guys to probably pop up and ground out than most of the other pitchers.
So we are ready to go to start the bottom of the first. Still 0-0 here, and it will be Jeremy Cresswell, the shortstop, leading off. He's had a couple of starts in right field for the Dunbar Crushers and has been used as mainly a late defensive replacement when you've had Herrera coming in to shut the door, but he gets to start at shortstop tonight.
Yeah, the veterans up the middle, Cakebread and Cresswell, they've been there for so many years, whether it be with the Adelaide Bite years ago, Goodwood Indians, their local club, or here in the Super League. They're both marquee players, and both in there for most of the season. They've been moved around a little bit. Super utility player as they're trying to find their averages up there again, but in a big game, the coaches put them where their veterans need to be.
Yeah, and for Cresswell, he did well last week. Got on base a couple of times, was able just to disrupt the defense, and really not necessarily with stolen bases, but just being able to be that speed threat at first and just create that little bit extra momentum for the Dunbar Crushers.
Yeah, one of the reasons why they got to the point where they are. They started the season 3-0, then they had a little lull in the middle, but they won the games at the end. They had to. There's a good curveball from Day, but it's going to flare into center field. Lead-off single for Jeremy Cresswell. And the Crushers see if they have something going here in the first inning. Herrera's handled the bat fairly well, but we'll see if they want to play a little small ball to try to get on the board first.
And this is where it gets interesting. We were talking before the game, potentially with McArdle at third, whether the Dunbar Crushers is going to be more open to bunting as well, to see if they can just move some runners across. And we'll see with Anthony Herrera, he does have some speed to work with as well, but also a very accomplished hitter. So what will the Dunbar Crushers do? We'll find out.
Yeah, it comes in with 259 average. He's 7 for 27. Swinging early at that first pitch, but he does handle it well. You mentioned his speed, so you do have to at least expect that he's maybe going to look to move him over, even with the one strike.
Yeah, expect and respect for Anthony Herrera, as he does show bunt but pulls it back. With our umpiring crew, which we should mention as well, Ian Revel is behind home plate, Dalton Osborne is the first base umpire, and Neil Polton is the umpire at third. As Herrera hits one up towards center field, and Evan LeBlanc will get some early action and the first fly out and first out for the Dunbar Crushers.
A good job from Tim Day to come back, getting out. Not an out that the Crushers would have wanted there. Didn't get the runner advance, so they still have the double play situation set up. But the offensive threat for the Dunbar Crushers, Landon Hernandez. He's lived in in right center and right field line. He's for the entire Super League, numerous doubles down there. Big RBI opportunity for him to get them a start.
Yeah, we saw last week with the Denmark Crushers, it was Herrera, Hernandez and Andrews all going back-to-back doubles down that right center line. So if they can get anything going like they did last week, it would be very positive for them. But right now, currently working with a runner at first and 1 out.
Crooked numbers are usually a killer in a playoff game, so you want to try to keep it to 1 if nothing else. But Tim Day's going to be looking for a ground ball here. He's going to be looking for something that they can turn to and get himself out of the inning.
Yeah, well, just those fundamentals are going to be important, both offensive and defensively. We saw in the Super League that, you know, while bunting has been an option, it's definitely been reserved more for late game situations. And of course, finals baseball just plays that a little bit differently. So we'll see how these teams approach it. As Day going up high, and he's going to miss the zone. 3-ball count.
And the only team we've seen do consistent small ball throughout the whole tournament, whole league, has been the Carp team, and maybe that's why they finished first.
Yeah, we saw with them, of course, during that absolutely terrible week weather-wise, that I believe was around week 5, where no matter how hard you hit the ball, it was staying in the ballpark. So both teams resorted to small ball. I think the Carp came out on top in that game. So luckily we don't have to deal with that sort of weather here again. As Hernandez is going to foul one off and make it a 3-2 count.
Borderline.
Yeah, it was back in week 4 when the Crushers played the Carp. Carp won 2-0, and yeah, it was, I think, probably about 5 or 6 degrees up here in the booth. Wind was howling. It was it wasn't exactly the ideal night for baseball, unlike tonight.
So Hernandez working with the full count. Still got the runner at first in Creswell. And Creswell is off. And ball is called. Hernandez works the walk, and now the Denmark Crushers have 2 runners on.
Great job by Landon Hernandez to work himself into a full count, and then we'll walk. We do see that we will get a runner here. Charlie Ashcroft coming in to run. It is part of the Super League speed-up rules that we will continue to have. Catcher gets to come out, put on the gear, get himself ready for the next inning, and an advantage, you can usually run a faster runner for the catchers out there.
So Ben Andrews, first baseman tonight for the Crushers, stepping in. He had himself a very good game last week. Hence why he is hitting in the 4-hole. Is Tim Day going to try that curveball just a little bit high? 1-0 count.
Yeah, Andrews would take advantage of Super League pitching. He's the lead, or the Denmark Crushers leader in almost every category except RBIs. Total bases, average, home runs, extra bases. He's definitely been a good compliment to have behind Landon Hernandez, who's been the RBI guy, but he's going to get those opportunities because of this man hitting behind him.
So 1-1 count. Day just keeping an eye on the runner at second. And popped up and potentially playable towards the dugout, as Clip is going to take a look at it, but it will go foul. It will be Ben Andrews in at the moment, Josh Cakebread in the on-deck circle at 5, Gary Owens at 6, Bruce Wang is the designated hitter at 7, Nick Talbot at 8, and Matt Hutchings will round out the order for the Crushers. So that just gives you a bit of an idea of what's to come.
Yeah, day 1 ahead of Andrews here, 1 and 2. Still looking for that double play ball, pitcher's best friend. Expand the strike zone a little bit, try to get Andrews to reach for something, roll him over.
So 1-2. And Day goes right down the middle, and Andrews gets caught looking. Comes with the hit and gets the first strikeout.
That's the effective fastball when you know you got a pitcher up there who has very good curveball, good off-speed pitches, and also there's put-away pitches. You can come inside with a good hard fastball, get him looking for something different, a little late to react. Andrews can't pull the trigger. Gets himself a big second out, and now he's got the other part of the middle with Josh Cakebread coming up with 2 outs.
Well, now a lefty-righty matchup with 2 runners on, but 2 out. And Denmark Crushers trying to get something. Day's going to throw this one past second base into center field. Both runners are going to advance a base respectively, and that is going to be just a little bit sore for the Clippers there. They're just going to have to try and make sure they can keep some fundamental baseball, but some miscommunication there. Day not quite throwing it on target. And as you can see, they're laughing it off, but it just makes things that little bit more dangerous here for the Dunmar Crushers.
Yeah, not ideal, because now a base hit's going to give up 2 runs. Or a wild pitch.
Well, they're going to hold up.
Cresswell stays there. Ball didn't get far enough away from Alex Carter. Did a good job of keeping it within the dirt range at home plate. Keep the score 0-0.
Yeah, and good job by Tim Day to cover home plate as well. So let's see. Day working with the 1-0 count. Cake bread. He's going to take that one for a ball.
And it's up to 2-0 here. He does have first base open if he does want to pitch around and try to get Cake bread to hit one of his pitches, but might not be wise with there's a ball inside 3-0. Might not be too wise with Gary Owens on deck, who was 3 for 3 last week and the highway player of the game.
Yeah, well now it's going to be pick your poison for Tim Day. Does he try and attack Cake bread and work his way back into this at-bat, or whether he just gives up and decides to go for Owens, and it looks like he's going to go for the strike, 3-1.
Yeah, I think as a pitcher here, you got to just go at him here, make a good pitch, trying to find some fastball on the black and try to get him to make himself out.
On the 3-1 count, and Cake bread not going to bite, so he's going to work the walk as well. Bases loaded for the Dunmar Crushers, and some early pressure on Tim Day as he will be facing Gary Owens, who will be stepping in, and it looks like we've got the manager coming out here to have a bit of a discussion.
Yeah, nobody up right now in the bullpen for the Clippers, so it is going to be Tim Day to try to get out of this inning. He does only have the 40 pitch count. It was a short first inning, so I'm sure he's got a few more pitches left this one, but they're just kind of settle things a little bit. Talk to him about what they want to do here with Gary Owens. He is hitting .333. He's only been in 4 games. He arrived late from Germany. He is one of the marquee players that was added in the second half of the season. But 3 for 9, all 3 hits coming last week in a must-win game for them. So you know he's going to be a big game player in this situation.
Yeah, and what a player to add in the second half of the season. That's definitely a shot in the arm that you want. And it just saves him for situations like this. Bases loaded, 2 out in the bottom of the first, and the Dunmar Crushers potentially have an opportunity to put themselves well out in front early on. So some pressure. Day gets it started off right, gets the strike.
Well, that's where you know a pitcher still has confidence in his stuff. Starts him off with a good curveball, gets ahead.
And going to go for the curveball again, bouncing ball towards short. Going to just take the shore out, but there isn't going to be one as Owens is too quick down the line. So a run will score for the Dunmar Crushers. Make it 1-0 here in the bottom of the first, and all the runners just move up a base. And that is exactly the kind of baseball that you want from Gary Owens. Not pretty, but he is productive nonetheless.
Yeah, we saw a high chopper there. Difference. Gary Owens hustled that whole way out. He knew he was going to be a hard opportunity for the shortstop with such a high bounce on that one there. But good job by Dakota Thompson to sit back, wait for it. Didn't have much of a play. Could have come in and got it coming down as opposed to waiting for the second hop. Still don't think he would have got Owens too fast down the line.
And now Bruce Wang stepping in. He's going to take that one for a ball. Evens it up at a 1-1 count.
This is where you have to get this out here. He gave up the 1 already. Crooked numbers, as I mentioned before, are going to be the killers. Good job, Alex Carter, to block that ball. Keep it 1-0. So you got to hold them to 1 and allow your team the chance to come back and try to get it back for you.
So Day just taking his time, and looks like we are ready to go. 2-1 count. Base is still loaded. A hard hit ball by Wang. It's going to drop in front of the center fielder. 1 run will score, potentially 2, and a second run will score. Runners are going to stop at the corners. Make it 3-0 for the Crushers as they have capitalized early on. 3 runs, 3 hits as we get another look on the black chrome replay. Just that curveball hanging a bit too high and weighing all over it.
Yeah, all over the hanging curveball. When you leave those up there, little saying, hang them and they bang them, and it's going to cost you. Right now, it's up to 3-0. They're still looking for more. With Nick Talbot, take strike one.
And so Talbot playing right field. Potential opportunity here to add to their lead.
Ball.
For right now, for Day, it's just been these last couple of hitters where he's just fallen behind and the curveball hasn't quite been as sharp.
Ball.
I'm going to go inside. Again, important job for Carter here just to make sure that Day stays focused. They already came out with Gary Owens on deck just to go through the game plan. That didn't necessarily work for them. And now 2-2 count on Talbot.
Go to.
Talbot right on that one as he fouls it straight back, stay alive, 2-2. It is, every out's important, and they're going to have to, the bullpen is going. It looks like it might be Tyler Chappell down there as the next option coming out, where they have two. We can't really see with the full flags up there. There's a curveball that hangs inside that Talbot just chops foul.
Yeah, you really have to go off the motion more than anything when you're looking out towards the bullpens, but really for right now, Tim Day, 3 runs on the board for him already, potentially 2 more on the bases. And 2-2. And a hard hit ball by Talbot towards the left field line. It's going to go over the fence for a home run. 3-run shot for Nick Talbot. Make it a 6-0 scoreline here in the bottom of the first inning. And he got absolutely all of that one.
Yeah, get off me baseball. That one was gone right off the bat. You could see Talbot kind of knew. As we see here on the Blackcomb replay. Fastball inside, puts his head down and runs, but he's looking at it the whole way, knows it's gone. Puts it up to 6-0 here in the first inning. And big innings have been the killers for teams throughout the Super League. It's been one inning which a team's given up 5, an inning which they've given up 4. That's where the game's been decided. Here we are in the first inning. They're going to have to get themselves out of here and then fight back. But the Clippers lineup is one that can put up big numbers real quick. So the pitching staff from the Crushers are going to have to make that adjustment. Looks like the Wojtek call of the bullpen is going to be Connor Hill coming in, number 14 from the Clippers.
Yeah, man.
He's been in, this will be his 7th appearance. He was in 6 games. All out of the bullpen. Didn't start any of them, but he was 1-0. He had 4.26 ERA. And 6 walks and 5 strikeouts in 6 1/3. So you can get to him if you get on base. But he is another one of the pitchers that's been effective because he fills it up when he's hot.
And unfortunate for Tim Day there, as you mentioned, about a 2.7 ERA hit coming into this game. Only gets through 2/3 and gives up 6 runs. In a crucial game, and I mean Talbot got all of that one, and not a whole lot of wind here, really none at this ballpark tonight, which is not what we're used to, so he hit that one true.
Yeah, we see 320 signed out on the fence down the line there. Talbot probably got that one about 325, 326, but it doesn't matter if it's a wall scraper or a blast. It's 3 runs, it's a home run, and it's a 6-0 lead. With Matt Hutchings coming up, the 9th man to bat here in this inning, he'll be looking to start it again for them.
So let's see if Connor Hill can get that 3rd out to get the Clippers out of this inning. It's got to be a definite confidence booster for the Denmark Crushers, considering they've been able to bat all the way around and they've got consistent production so far. 4 hits for them in this inning alone. Got Hernandez, who was able to work the walk cake bread as well. And you consider Herrera did hit that shot to center and then Andrews struck out. They've been able to make some good solid contact, as we see some good solid contact there by Hutchings, but it will go foul.
Yeah, they had a couple guys on with one out. It's a big strikeout of Ben Andrews in the 4-hole, but since then, the walk to Cakebread and then 3 straight hits, 2 singles, and then the big 3-run home run by Nick Talbot.
Still flashing that fastball early. Gonna even up the count. And then a breaking pitch is going to get inside. They're going to have to be quick down the line. Hill not quick enough. Hutchings with the speed down the line, and they've managed to get their way through the lineup. Some good defense, but just not quick enough.
Hey?
See that jam shot down the line. It was going to be a foot race all the way to the very end.
Oh, great hustle there. But Hutchings get down the line, beats it out. Going to be an infield single. You saw, waited on pitch, but you can see him running hard the whole way. Pitcher got over as quick as he could. Throw was just a little in front of him. Had trouble finding the bag, but that was only because of the pressure that Hutchings puts on.
And batted around now to Jeremy Cresswell, who was able to get a single to centre in his first at-bat.
We'll see if Hutchings looks to run here with 2 out. He's been one of the more active runners when he's been in the games. He's got 2 stolen bases, but there's lots of hit and runs that he's been on, and he's tried numerous times. And there he goes.
Yeah, he's going to be off Carter with the strong throw, but again, Hutchings too quick as he gets that stolen base. And man, the Dunmar Crushers, they are being aggressive early, and it is paying massive dividends.
Yeah, they've come out swinging today. They've come out swinging, they've come out playing, showing the veteran leadership that was the reason why they were selected and as marquee players and in the early rounds for the Dunmar Crushers GM.
A hit out towards left field, and Weber will take this one for the 3rd out. So the Dunmar Crushers bat around and put 6 runs on the board as we head to the top of the 2nd. You are watching Super League Baseball. We'll be back after the break.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Welcome back to this preliminary final between the Clippers and the Crushers. As it will now be up to the Clippers to try and chase down a 6-run deficit. 3 of those runs coming thanks to Nick Talbot with that shot to left. But for Geordie Gross, he's only going to get through 3 more batters, and then it goes to the Crushers bullpen. But Gross been looking good so far, heading into the middle of the order. LeBlanc, Carter and McGarry. This is where they've got to try and get some production for the Clippers, and unfortunately for them, they've got to try and get it early.
Yeah, it's going to be a great shot in the arm for Gross and the rest of the arms out of the bullpen. When you get 6 spot from your offense in the first inning, you know you can just go right at hitters, attack them. Lots of confidence, knowing that if you give up a home run, it's 1 run. You want to keep it to nobody on base, so you don't want 1 run to compound into 2 or 3 the big innings that let teams hit back into games.
Well, Evan LeBlanc will lead it off as you get a beautiful look at the Mark Hutton grandstand. See the sun slowly coming down at this picturesque ballpark, and just some absolutely fantastic weather.
It's a perfect night for baseball, and as you see the renovations to the ballpark, there's a line drive from LeBlanc right up the middle for a solid single. He's wasting no time trying to get the Clippers back into this game.
Yeah, well, important there, just to get a base runner on. It gives them plenty of options to work with as they've got those 3 outs, and again, heading into the middle of this order. And Alex Carter, one of the key players for the Clippers so far this season.
He's hitting .333, 7 for 21. Got them going last week with the big 3-run homer of his own to help them kind of paved the way to a 9-4 victory. So he'll be looking to keep it going, at least a single to move it on. And there's another one right up the middle. Back-to-back singles to start the inning for the Clippers. And the bottom of the order now has a chance to drive it in and get them a shot.
Yeah, they saw the deficiency in the hit column as the Crushers ended up with 5 in that last inning. Now the Clippers have added 2 of their own.
And catcher is Carter is catching for the Clippers. So we do have Phil Acosta coming in to run for him. One of the faster runners in the SABL, so he'll get a little bit of an extra lead there to try to stay out of a double play for Sam McGarry.
And when you think about the hitting acumen of AC Carter, and then you can add the legs of Phil Acosta, that is a dangerous player, to be sure. So they add up to quite a player, and Phil Acosta with those wheels at first.
Oh.
Good approach here by McGarry. You saw LeBlanc and Carter both go up there, hit the first pitch of the inning, get themselves singles. Now he's got himself a 2-0 count, figuring Gross wasn't going to come back with another hittable pitch.
Well, 2-0, hit out towards left center. It looks like Owens will be ranging it, and the runner will tag up from second to third, and he will get there. So at the very least, they moved the runner up 90 feet. As Evan LeBlanc now in scoring position for Carl Hoschke.
Good base running there from the Clippers. 2 runners, one advancing, and the other, Phil Acosta. Good job to go back, tag up, get himself halfway. He saw the ball was going to get cut off, and he didn't want to get backdoored at second base there to kind of get themselves out of an inning. Here they have a chance. Hoschke has to hit a ball somewhere deep, get himself on the board. Costa may be looking to run early in this count. There he goes, first pitch, ball in the dirt. Hernandez with a solid strike down, 1 hop. Costa has it. Blanc stays at third though. Doesn't want to test it. Doesn't want to give up outs when they're down 6.
So now second and third, 1-0 count for Hoschke. But now the Clippers with a good run scoring opportunity here. They've only got the 1 out. If Hoschke can make solid contact, which we know he can do, hit one deep enough, just potentially cut into that lead a little bit here. And he hits one out towards center field. Hutchings is ranging back. Runners are going to be tagging, and both runners will be off. LeBlanc heading home, Acosta to third, and the Clippers have their first run on the board as they cut it down to 6-1 here in the top of the second.
A great job there by Hoschke to hit a ball deep enough. He would have wanted probably a little bit more out of it, but he'll take the sac fly, gets 1 back, answering after a team scores on you, especially early in the game. There is no time limit today. We're not playing the 2 hours, so we are going to play 7 full innings. So they do have some time to come back, peck away early, and still look for a bigger inning.
And now Dakota Thompson. Hernandez doing a nice job blocking it there as he just looks back at Costa to third. You feel like if any ball gets past Hernandez, Acosta will be absolutely off to the races. And so far for Gross, he's been doing a good job despite the hits on the board and of course the run crossing. Still only got to get through 1 more of the Clippers hitters to get through his 6 outs.
1-1, play.
A 1-1 count. Nice breaking pitch there, gets him to swing through.
Good curveball in the dirt there. We've seen Thompson swinging a number of those since he's joined in the mid-season draft, but he's solidified their infield at third base. Got a couple key hits for them there. There's another one that's going to be fielded by Herrera. Come across on the throw, perfectly across.
Yeah, that will retire the Clippers as they do get 1 across the board, so they've got something going. And the Dunmark Crushers, they're going to want to continue the way that they went. 6 runs on the board, as you can see, as they batted around. It will be Anthony Herrera who will be leading it off, and looks like Connor Hill will stay on the hill.
It's going to be a big inning for Connor Hill and the Clippers. They gave up 6 last inning in the first, puts them behind it in a big way early, but the offense did get 1 back for them, get a little bit momentum back, Now he's got to put up a 0 to try to get back the offense, to try to get another one back, another one back. They have to peck away a little bit at a time here, but they've got the time to do it. It is still early in the game.
Yeah, well, now it's just going to be key to keeping it that 5-run deficit. Because as you mentioned, with the full 7 innings to work with, it just means you can chip away. Just instead of looking at that board and saying, oh, we've got to get 5 runs, it's if we just get a couple of runs here and there, puts us right back into the conversation.
On the Dunmore Crusher side, there are enough veterans down there, they know that they can't sit on their 6. They got to go out there, try to add another one, try to add 2 more. Every inning they want to add something, because they don't want to allow that opportunity for the Clippers to come back a little bit in each inning, because they do have the lineup that can get them back in there.
Well, Anthony Herrera getting ready to step into the box as he flew out to center field in his first at-bat. It was quite aggressive, and now heading in as the leadoff guy. Of course, who had Jeremy Cresswell to work with at first base last time round, but gets a clean inning, clean bases, clean count.
And starts him off the fastball just below the knees. Ball 1.
Yeah, we'll just see what Hill can do. Just able to get that 1 out that they needed. So Tim Day able to get through 2/3 of the inning.
Little smile on Herrera's face there. That's 2 fastballs up in the zone he's gone after tonight that he hasn't come up with either, and that he probably knows that that's not where he wants to swing.
Well, he's definitely not going to swing at that one as it goes behind his back.
Inside. Inside.
Ian Rebel saying inside.
Little conversation between the bench asking if that was outside, and since it went behind his back, it obviously was inside on the pitch. That one's going to be outside.
Yeah, doing a good job just changing the eye level there. It's a 3-1 count for Anthony Herrera. And Hill going with a pitch. McArdle getting his first action at 3rd. The throw over will not be in time, as first baseman could not come up with that one. So Dunmore Crushers get another base runner on to start off the inning. Like Mesh just couldn't quite get that one.
Yeah, we talked about it at the top of the game that the left side of the infield tonight for the Clippers was possibly going to come into factor. Here we are in the top of the 2nd, first one. Looked like McArdle fielded that one cleanly, but who knows the last time he actually fielded some ground balls at 3rd and threw him over. So, you know, he made a little bit short there. One hop his first baseman in E5, and they're going to need a ground ball here, double play, because they got to keep this inning at 0, already trailing 6-1.
And now they're facing Landon Hernandez, who was able to work a walk last time round. You can see with McArdle there, he was willing to wait back on that pitch as well as the ball was sort of bouncing towards him. Wasn't being aggressive, just was going to play passive, and that ultimately led to the base runner just able to get that extra bit of space and just making a little bit more pressure at the first base bag.
A little quick snap throw from Hill back to first base. Herrera can run. He does have a couple stolen bases here in the Super League. See if they look to put him in motion. Hernandez does handle the bat very well as well, so there could be a hit and run situation. It's a good curveball there to Hernandez to get it to 0-2. Kind of has him in the rocking chair here. 0-2. He's got him up with fastball and now a curveball. He can go either way. Look for him maybe to go back to that curveball in the dirt this time.
Yeah, got some pitches to work with here on the 0-2. Decides to go high.
Went to the high fastballs. Usually going with one of the 2 options. They went with the high fastball there. Change the eye level. Now they'll probably come back down something low.
Going to go high, and it's going to be popped up towards second base. McGarry will casually take that one for the first out of the inning. A productive at-bat there for Connor Hill, able to get through a key hitter heading into the middle part of this lineup. Really getting Hernandez was going to be a big important piece to get through this inning unscathed.
That was a big out. Looked like he got away with the pitch there. Carter had set up low and away, and that ball stayed up there. Changeup didn't exactly get it where he wanted, and he was able to get Hernandez to pop up. And he's got Ben Andrews, who Tim Day struck out, which at the time in the first inning looked like it was a big second out of the inning, but unfortunately for him, things fell apart after that with a walk and then 4 straight hits, and one of them being the capper was Nick Talbot's 3-run home run, and it was 6 runs. But here Andrews gets another opportunity, and Connor Hill gets ahead 0-1 with fastball in the outside corner. Herrera's running. Curveball up. Going to be a throw. Going to be short from Carter. Standing up for Herrera. And another stolen base against the Clippers defense.
Yeah, with speed playing an element so far. It's an 0-2 count. So let's see. Hill versus Andrews. And Herrera's going to be off towards third. Hit by Andrews towards right field. Hoschke ranging underneath it. Herrera's going to have to get back to second, and the throw is not quite going to be on point. So Herrera ends up back at second, but went for the hit and run there. Didn't quite pan out.
Yeah, we can see it looks like he hits a great jump there, and probably lucky for the Clippers that Andrews hit that ball into right field. It was a great arm from Carl Hoschke that Herrera gets back just in time. The throw was just a little bit off. No damage done. F9 for the second out of the inning. And now we still got a man on second base with 2 outs for Cakebread, who walked the first time up and scored on Talbot's home run. He's going to have to do a better job of keeping Herrera there.
Well, Carter's just going to have to make sure the pitches like that he's able to keep it in front of him. Because you know Herrera is aggressive.
Yeah, from a pitcher's point of view, you have to, as the hitter's taking his lead, you got to make sure he gets his feet stationed before you throw the pitch. You can't let him continue to walk towards or hop towards third base, because any runner with any kind of speed is going to take off on you if you're going to get that big of a jump.
It's a 2-0 count. Hill searching for that first strike of the at-bat against Cakebread. Does get it. An important strike there. Did not want to go full 3 balls, especially when you got Cakebread who was able to work the walk the first time round. Would take a similar approach, a similar outcome here. And gets 2 straight.
A good fastball on the outside corner, followed up with a good fastball on the inside corner there. Evens the count at 2. Definitely want to go after Cakebread here. He is the veteran hitter, but with Gary Owens on deck, who's 4 for his last 4 with a ton of RBIs these last 2 games, you got to get this out here.
Well, going to get even more dangerous. Full count.
3-2.
A 3-2 count with the runner at second and 2 out. Crusher's already holding a 5-run lead. Carter set up. Hill likes it. And a swing and a miss as Cakebread goes down. As that retires the Crushers. An important out there just to keep him in the ball game as we're heading to the top of the 3rd inning. You are watching Super League thanks to Spacequake Sports. We'll be back after the break.
And dugout boxes after that game is Adelaide Black season. And round 5 against the Canberra Cavalry begins this Thursday. These 2 areas are the best seats in the house, include a 3-hour break package. Player visits and the meals are self-equipped, and it is $85 per person. With a great way to spend some time here at the park. For information, please call the Adelaide Black office or visit adelaideblack.com.au.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. I thought I'd do the right thing.
Welcome back to Bennett Field. Clippers versus the Crushers here in the top of the third inning. And the Griffin Weber leading it off for the Clippers, and a new pitcher on the hill. Wojtek pitching change for the Dunmar Crushers.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be Joel Chapman taking over. Another pitcher who's been in every game for the Dunmar Crushers. 14 innings, 3.21 ERA. Was one of the starters they had early, but in the last couple he's been working out of the bullpen as Gross has been the ace. But for the Crushers, this is one of the pitchers you do want to put in next, as he throws lots of strikes, doesn't walk a lot of batters, and when you're up 6-1, you want to fill up the zone and go right at hitters.
Well, going to be aggressive here against Weber. 0-2 count. And bouncing ball towards third. Herrera is going to grab it, but it will be called foul.
Another big inning for the Clippers here, down 6-1, as you can see on the Black Chrome score on your screen there. 9-1-2. So you're looking for something from Griff Weber to get on base to set it up for the top of the order for Theo Lekmesh and Dylan Ridding. You're going to foul that one off. Still 0-2, staying alive.
And two-strike approach. And Chapman, recently coming into the game, will get the first strikeout. So nice sequencing there. Weber did a good job just trying to stay alive on those last couple of pitches, but Chapman just too strong with that breaking stuff.
Yeah, one of the things we've seen is with teammates versus the teammates, but there we had a teammate versus a former teammate from this season. Lekmesh goes after the first pitch. Little two-hopper over to shortstop, flips it over to Andrews at first base, and quickly there's 2 outs in the inning.
And a good job by Chapman just keeping the ball down low, and for the Clippers you can just feel like they're starting to get a little bit more aggressive now, heading in the second time through the lineup. That adjustments will need to be made. And it will be Dylan Ridding, who was part of the trio of the 1-2-3 hitters for the Clippers, who flew out to left field.
Yeah, Ridding's first game back. He's been out with an injury for the last number of weeks. His first playing time back and at the DH spot for the Clippers today. A little short-handed, so they're definitely glad to have him back.
Yeah, working with an 0-2. Bouncing ball up the middle. Cresswell's going to go for it, but takes the bad bounce, and that will go into center field. So a hit for the Clippers here, just what they need with 2 out.
Yeah, as you can see here in the replay, it looks like it was almost a clean single up the middle, but Cresswell does get over, tries to make a sliding play, but it does take that hop just up and over his head there. And with 2 out, they got maybe something going here for Jordy McArdle, playing third base tonight. If you missed the top of the show, Clippers are a little short-handed. Terrell Joyce and Dylan Brammer, 2 of their marquee players, are not in the lineup tonight. McArdle takes the big curveball there, starts at 0-1.
Chapman working pretty quickly right now and has been throwing a lot of strikes in his brief relief appearance. And now working with an 0-2 count on McArdle. And gonna miss on the zone outside, but still a competitive pitch there. Still got stuff to work with.
That's a good 0-2 pitch. Like you mentioned, it was competitive. It wasn't way out of zone. The batter has no real distinct to swing at it. There's a big curveball on the outside corner to catch McArdle, looking for strike 3.
Now 2 strikeouts for Joel Chapman as he gets through the 9-1-2 of the order of the Clippers, as now will be back up to the Dunmar Crushers to continue to try and add to that 5-run lead. But so far, that is what we're looking at the ballpark. The clouds slowly rolling in. Of course, we are going to go through the full 7. Who knows what's going to happen? But right now, on the field, plenty of offense from the Crushers. The Clippers, they've got something on the board, but they're just going to need to be consistent. They do not want to leave it all to the last couple of innings.
Yeah, you saw the clouds kind of in the distance. We did have a little bit of a threat of rain later tonight, but still perfect night for baseball here. And Dunmar Crushers jumped out early, And Clippers are going to have to keep putting up zeros, trying to get themselves back in here. We do have another Wojtek pitching change. And Wojtek called the bullpen. It's going to be Tyler Chappell. Man of many different arm angles. He'll come at you full submarine. He'll come 3/4, and the odd one or two. He'll come over the top. So definitely one of the Clippers' main focal points that they've used in the bullpen. He's thrown in almost every game. ERA 8.71. Couple bad outings in 2 different times. Otherwise, he's had innings in which he struck out 5 of 6 batters, 4 of 6 batters when he's been in there for his 2 innings. But we'll see if his changeup's working today. If his changeup's working, then we're going to have probably a pretty clean inning here from Chappie.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to go through the middle of the order, as it will be Gary Owens leading it off.
Infield single his last time up with the bases loaded. RBI. And beat out a high chopper at shortstop for the first run in the game. Got the Crushers going, and then it was a single from Wang his next time up, and then Talbot's 3-run home run kind of capped that inning off. There's that good fastball from which he drops down. Get a little bit of tailing action onto it. Now head 0-1.
Well, going to be aggressive here and go for another swing through. 0-2 count. For Owens, as you mentioned, got that RBI last time around and showed off his speed in the infield. Probably would like to hit something a little bit stronger this time around, but gets another chopper towards second, and the throw over will be in time to Lakmesh. So goes to the other side of the field. Not quite as successful second time around.
Had another high hop, not quite as high as last one. Pounded that one in the ground, and that's what pitching the pitching of Tyler Chappell is going to do to you. If it gets it low, he's going to strike at the knees, just above the knees, and he's going to get a lot of ground balls. And so far, he's 1 for 1 for getting himself a ground ball. And you go after Bruce Wang here, who's DHing tonight, who's 1 for 1. RBI single, drove in 2 runs in the first inning. Takes the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, Wang, Talbot, and Hutchings. 7, 8, 9 due up. But you really think that's probably been the most productive part of the Denmark Crushers order so far in those guys. I mean, Gary Owens, of course, did lead off with the RBI, but with Wang, 2 RBI. Talbot, of course, 3. Hutchings able to get on in his own right. A 2-1 count. Wang going to hit this one through second and first into right field as he gets his second hit of the night and just guides that one through the infield.
Usually you're looking for the bottom of the order to be setting the table for the top of the order, but today it's been the top and the middle of the order setting it for the bottom. Owens with an RBI single, Wang tumble single, and here's Nick Talbot, who hit one over the left field fence last time for a 3-run home run.
And of course, that last pitch that he hit over the fence inside, able to turn on it effectively. Oh, 0-1 and Chappell going to work it well inside. Evens up the count for Talbot here.
And dangerous coming inside again. That was the kind of the inside pitch that Talbot golfed out of here his last time up. That one a little further inside. He had to move his feet, get out of the way.
And you can see him smiling as he grounds that one to short. With the 6, the 4, and the 3 double play, as that will end the inning. So the Denmark Crushers, they don't get anything across this time round, but still holding a 5-run lead as we get another look at that double play, thanks to Blackburn. And that one pretty much as easy as you like. So with that, we are going to go to a short break. You are watching Super League, thanks to Spacequake Sports.
And that wasn't a hit, Brian.
Let's come to say, guess that player. I'll read out a list of fun facts and see if you can guess who it is that I am describing. This person is from Adelaide. Last January, they were listed as a free agent for the Arizona Diamondbacks. This is their second year playing for the Adelaide Light. They're 20 years old.
Okay.
They play for the Clippers. Who is this Light All-Star? And the answer is Jordan McCarthy.
What?
Leading off, for Evan LeBlanc.
And welcome back to Adelaide Shores Diamond number 1. Clippers leading off the top of the inning. Joel Chapman still on the hill as he had a strong relief appearance in that first inning. Will look to round it out with his second as he will be facing Evan LeBlanc, Alex Carter and Sam McGarry. He goes for that breaking pitch right down the middle, 0-1.
With an off-speed pitch as LeBlanc fired the first pitch that you saw. Yeah, good pitch just on the outside corner there. Not one that that LeBlanc wanted when he was up in the count. Couldn't quite hold back in the 2-2 pitch. Be a curveball. That one he's going to drive deep to center field. Hutchings gets on his horse and tracks that one down over his right shoulder for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, it looks like he got a fair bit of that one, but doesn't quite drive it out deep enough. And when you got Hutchings out in center field, just makes it that little bit more difficult to get a base hit. So LeBlanc will head back to the dugout as it will now be Alex Carter with bases clear, 1 out.
Alex Carter singled his first time up. There's a drive. That one's going to be deep to left field. Up, 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 and gone. Alex Carter with his third home run of the Super League pulls the Clippers within 4, and it's 6-2.
Well, Chapman hasn't been afraid of throwing the breaking pitch early in the count, and Alex Carter got absolutely all of that one. Hit it just a little bit further than Nick Talbot, so I'm sure he'll take the bragging rights as the Clippers get their second run across the board, make it a 6-2 ball game here in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, another first pitch curveball there from Joel Chapman. That one hung up there, and Alex Carter took advantage of it. You see him circling the bases there. Fastball to first pitch inside corner to McGarry. Gets ahead 0-1. Oh, that one's in the dirt. Even the count 1-1. McGarry hit a ball hard the first time up at left center field, but Gary Owens was able to track it down.
Well, now Chapman going to have to try and work something here. So he's still got a lead to work with. It has been cut down to 6-2. And he's going to get this one over second base in the center field. So McGarry's going to continue the good hitting by the Clippers here. Another base runner on.
Yeah. Clippers are going to do what they can, trying to get back in this 1 run at a time. They have to inch their way back with every at bat. We are in the 4th inning here. We are going to play 7 tonight. It's going to be the full 7 innings, so they are going to get their opportunities. But they got to take advantage when they do get the base runners on.
Yeah, going to be important, and now Carl Hoschke was able to get the sacrifice. Going to be aggressive swing here.
One strike. Play.
Course just has to try and avoid the double play. Chapman trying to induce it.
One of the hitters that Chapman does have to be careful with. No, not too many guys possess as much power as Carl Hoschke. Ball in the dirt. He is susceptible to swing at the ones in the dirt, though, so they're going to stay down there. Even the count 1-1.
1-1.
So 1-1 count.
Good fastball below the knees. Good job by Hoschke to take it. 2-1. Get himself in. Get himself into a hitter's count. 2-1 here with 1 out.
On ground ball, Herrera picks it up. 5, 4, 3, double play. Hoschke goes down. We get back-to-back double plays to end the innings. And we get another look here. This one just a little bit more difficult for the Denmark Crushers, but they pull it off anyway. And that's why you have Herrera at third base.
Yeah, good quick hands there by Herrera to get rid of the ball. Flip it over to Cakebread at second base. And good turn over to first. Gets Hosky just by a step. But Clippers do get another one back on the solo home run by Alex Carter. It's now 6-2. And go to the bottom of the fourth. We'll be looking to, Tyler Chappell will be looking to put up another 0 to give his team an opportunity to get more.
It'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Denmark Crushers. Matt Hutchings, Jeremy Cresswell, and Anthony Herrera.
He's shooting! Gets it down, Shane. But thanks a lot to Kick and Teddy. We're going to head off.
We have some games down in the ballpark here as well. Of course, some of the Japanese imports getting a bit of a chance here to taste baseball in Australia and see the differences that a whole continent can make.
Yeah, a lot of the fun that we've had during the innings here in the Super League. We've seen a few different games. We've seen some of the players take part. Last week, Mikey Reynolds and Aaron Whitfield were taking part in the balloon toss. We've seen some of the staff out there doing it, and we've seen some kids do it. So great atmosphere that we continue to bring from the Adelaide Bike Games here to the Super League. As you see, every time you see from the stands, the new look of Bennett Field this year.
Yeah, it's definitely improving exponentially as we go year to year. Considering, you know, of course, we had the Norwood situation for the APL, at least to start off with when the league renewed itself. And now that baseball has a home here in Adelaide and just able to expand upon it year to year just makes it so much better.
Yeah, back here in the Super League, we have Matt Hutchings, sorry, leading it off. And takes slider just outside. Hitting in the 9-hole, but as he's done all year, it's almost a second leadoff. As he was hitting 400 coming into the game. He's already 1 for 1, stolen base. He hits that one down the line, just foul.
And the key thing, Hutchings has speed. If you can get anything down on the ground, it just creates that pressure, especially if you can get it to that left side.
As we saw in the first inning, he hit a ball over to in between second and first. First baseman was able to get it, but he beat the pitcher to the first base bag and got himself an infield single. And takes a changeup just inside. Ahead 2-1.
Just going in out right now for Tyler Chappell. 3-1 count. And goes high as well. Hutchings going to work the walk. An important walk for the Denmark Crushers as the Clippers just been able to get the last couple of runs on the board. Crushers still going to want to assert their dominance and make sure that they can put the foot to the throat of the Clippers.
A big opportunity here for the Denmark Crushers in the fourth inning. They've given up 2 runs after they got ahead 6-0 in the first inning. They've allowed the Clippers back into this game a little bit. Here they got good speed on the bases with the top of the order that can all handle the bat.
Well, they're going to show bunt, going to force Mercado to try and do something, but the runner's going to be too quick. There's going to be a play at second. The ball's going to get overthrown, and the runner is going to move from second to third. Hutchings with his speed showing that off, and some unfortunate play for the Clippers just makes it even more dangerous for the Denmark Crushers.
Yeah, we alluded to earlier that with Jordy McArdle taking over at third base tonight, that and see if the Denmark Crushers wanted to test his fielding range. There we saw him on the bunt. He was going to put it in his back pocket. Good decision to try to backdoor Hutchings to second base as he slipped coming around the bag, but the throw a little bit wild into the outfield and allowed him to advance on to third. Here we have Chappell with a throw over to first to see if Cresswell's going to be looking to run early in the account with a runner on third as a little bit of protection. And Herrera goes after a pitch that slides away from him. Chappell gets ahead 0-1. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Big inning here for the Sweet Amber Pale Clippers to try to put up a 0 and stop this hemorrhaging of runs that they've given up after the first. It's the third pitch tonight that Herrera's had to dance out of the way of and hasn't been hit by one yet.
Yeah, he's getting some free dancing lessons.
Turns on that inside pitch and drives that one deep into left field, but foul.
1-2.
Now the Crushers in another good opportunity here. 1-2 count. And a hard hit ball that's going to land in front of the left fielder. 1 run will score. Hutchings crossing home plate, and the Dunmark Crushers add another run to their tally, make it 7-2.
And that's where leadoff walks come back to haunt you. Hutchings led off the inning with a walk. Moved up. They were trying to move him up to second on a sacrifice. There was a throw-in error by the third baseman. Put runners on the corners with nobody out. And Herrera with a solid RBI single into left field. And they still got men on first and second. Nobody out here. With their offensive juggernaut, Landon Hernandez coming to the plate.
Yeah, well, that's why they're going to get all the infield in to have a bit of a meeting here, just because they need to be able to regroup. Chapel been able to get to 2 strikes quite a few times in this appearance, but just hasn't quite been able to find that put-away pitch.
Clippers do have the bullpen up and going. As Tyler Chapel might be getting close to his 40 pitch limit. We haven't seen them bring out Chris Burkholder yet, who's been their shutdown guy. Looking maybe to get to him this inning, as they can't afford to give up any more, down 5.
Yep. Yeah.
Good changeup from Chapel to start Hernandez off there. He was looking for a fastball. He's able to get him ahead of it, foul it off, 0-1.
And with none out and plenty to work with, Landon Hernandez, definitely a dangerous hitter, not someone you want to be facing at this point. And essentially, he's erased that 1 run that the Clippers were able to just cut into that lead, but now back to 5 runs. Oh, 1-1 count. And a pitch that's going to end up hitting Hernandez. The last thing that Tyler Chapel wanted, as that now loads the bases for the Dunmark Crushers and for Ben Andrews.
Yeah, when your team's already chasing 5 and you're hit a runner to load the bases, nobody out, you're adding just another log to the fire for the most dangerous hitter in the Super League for the Dunmark Crushers, Ben Andrews. But we're going to have a pitching change here. Wojtek called the bullpen. It looks like the Clippers are going to the next guy in the pen.
Now Chapel coming out, and we'll see who they decide to go to. But not an enviable situation by any means. Ben Andrews, Josh Cakebread and Gary Owens. Considering Andrews 0 for 2, Cakebread 0 for 1 with a walk, and Gary Owens 1 for 2 respectively.
Yeah, all good.
It looks like we see, I believe that's Austin McClure taking the mound. One of the Clippers here. We've got 3 innings, so he's been used sparingly throughout the weeks, but be a big opportunity here in a playoff game, which they have to win. It's a place on the grand final on the line. Here we are in the semifinals. Dunmark Crushers have a 7-2 lead. Bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Gonna need a strikeout or a pop-up on the infield.
Gonna need something. By heading through the middle of this order when they've already managed to score 7 runs through essentially 3 innings. They just need arms to give them innings.
Need innings, but they need outs. More importantly, with them already down 5 runs, you can't allow for some to get tacked on. You're already in a position you've put yourself that you don't want to be there after giving up 6 in the 1st inning. It's a big opportunity. We're going to see the infield in here for the Clippers as well. They're going to have to get the out at the plate. Andrews drives that one deep. That one's got a chance. He's got that one up in the air. Great catch up against the fence there by Griff Weber, able to track that one. Andrews nearly had his third home run of the Super League. Got all of that one, but Weber able to track it, catch it up against the fence. You see fastball inside to start. Good angle here good track from Weber, up just in front of the fence. Ends up being a sac fly. Potential there for more, but it's 8-2. 1 out, runners on the corners now. Double play can get him out of the inning. But Josh Cakebread up.
How crushing, and I should say full pun intended on that one, would it have been if you're McClure and you come in and give up a grand slam on your first pitch? So fortunate there that Ben Andrews just couldn't get quite enough mustard behind it. But they add another run, so productive at bat. And now Josh Cakebread coming in. At least the past couple of at-bats for Cakebread, they've just been willing to work him on the outside part of the plate, and he hasn't quite been able to make contact. Right, even count, runners at the corners. Going to foul that one off.
On the sac fly, Herrera advanced to third. He tagged up, moving there. Hernandez, who's Charlie Ashcroft, is in running for him as he is catching today. Stayed at first base. His throw went into second base. We'll see if he's on the move here. 1 and 2. They've got a couple stolen bases tonight. Trying to stay out of a double play possibly.
Now pitch by McClure going to be up high. Cakebread not offering. Even count with 1 out. Cakebread showing some good discipline here. Just able to work it to the full count. Put some more pressure on McClure, who's only just recently entered the ball game. I'll leave Tyler Chappell.
Runners running, ground ball first. Going to tag home. They're going to have a play at the plate, and Herrera's going to be out. Great job by Theo Lekmesh at first base there. Took the ground ball, took a step back to first, got the out there, ready to throw home in case Herrera was coming home, which he was. And it was an easy 3-1 put out. You see a 2-hopper.
Oh, no, you can go there.
And the throw back in. McClure does the job, gets a sac fly, kept it to one run as he came in with the bases loaded, nobody out. And maybe it's the potential momentum change that the Sweet Amber Pale Clippers are going to need here.
We are going to take a short break. You are watching Super League thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Welcome back to the ballpark. Top of the 5th inning between the Sweet Amber Ale Clippers and the Dunmark Crushers. Current scoreline in favour of those Crushers, 8-2 at the moment, as it will be the bottom part of the order. Dakota Thompson, Griff Weber and Theo Lekmesh, the 8-9-1 duo. As we also have the Wojtek pitching change.
Yeah, looks like another Wojtek called the bullpen here. And 2 after 2 solid innings from Joel Chapman. We're going to have from the Gawler Rangers, David Carroll coming in here. He's been in 6 games here so far in the Super League for the Crushers. Actually, with a 2-0 record, got 4.91 in 7 1/3 innings. Hasn't walked a batter with 7 Ks. So you know it's going to come in throwing strikes. And Clippers are going to have to hit their way on.
Well, they're going to try and show bunt here early. Going to force Hernandez out of the crouch. Strong throw over to first and an accurate throw, as that will be a quick first out for the Clippers. And Hernandez, he may be a veteran, but he's still got the skills.
Yeah, quick like a count, able to pounce on that. That was a pinch hitter there, Dalton Probert. We didn't even have time to announce it and talk to him as he went after the first pitch, tried to get himself on with a bunt single. But it looks like he'll be taking over at shortstop there. And now we have left fielder Griff Weber coming up.
And Weber taking the strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Carroll continues to attack the strike zone like he's done all year so far in the Super League.
Ball. One.
So 1-1 count, base is clear here in the top of the 5th. Carroll, a strong fastball, but Weber going to take it the other way into right field. Base runner for the Clippers. He runs on into first base as he's pretty happy with himself, made strong contact there.
Some of the stuff we've seen all year and now continues into the playoffs. You got teammates there now. Griff Weber has switched over to the Henley and Grange Rams, running into their import Ben Andrews at first base. They'll know each other well after a couple weeks here, having a little fun. But the Clippers do have a little bit something going here for the top of the order. Theo Lekmesh. 0 for 2 tonight, but so far since another one of the late season pickups in the draft, he has struggled a little bit here. He's 1 for 12. He's hit 0.83. It hasn't struck out yet, so definitely a contact hitter.
Well, he's going to show contact. High chopper. Herrera with the strong throw over, but the throw to first will not be in time. So they do get the lead base runner in Weber.
Here we see on the Black Chrome replay, we've seen this from Anthony Herrera all year, whether it be at short or at third base. The defensive prowess there. Saw just at the top of the screen the way he threw on the run, foot in the air. Over perfect throw to second base to get the out there. Good turn. Lekmesh able to just run it out at first base. And he's there now at first with 2 out for Dylan Redding.
And Redding 1 for 2, fly out to left field, single to center. And got to be aggressive here. Hits a line shot to left, and that will be taken for the 3rd out. So Clippers being aggressive, but just not quite working out in their favor as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning with them still down 6 runs.
Yeah, Crushers have been living up to their namesake so far tonight. They'll be looking to continue. They can't don't want to take their foot off the pedal. They know they're up by 6, but in a playoff game, semifinals here, chance in the grand finals on the line, you don't want to let up. They scored 6 in the first. They don't want to give the Clippers that opportunity to put up that big crooked number and score 5 or 6 themselves and get right back in it. They're going to want to keep pushing and scoring away here.
Yeah, been good for them. Of course, the winner of this game goes on to take on the Carp, which should be a very interesting game next week, same time next week here at the ballpark. So if you want to see what the Super League season has come down to, it'll be one of these 2 teams versus the Carp in the final game of the inaugural Super League season.
Been one of the more exciting games so far. We scored lots of runs early here, and then we had a little bit of chance for the Clippers come back a little bit. Crushers put up a couple last inning take control when the Clippers were threatening to come back, and now Scoot-Amber-Pale Clippers turn the ball over for another Wojtek called the bullpen. And it looks like it's Roger coming out. He's going to have to try to put up a couple zeros and keep these Denmark Crushers right where they are.
Well, he does have a lead to work with. But the Clippers, as we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, a team that can put together runs in bunches. As you can see from the start of this ball game also, sun has gone down, floodlights have come into full effect. It's an earlier, I suppose an earlier start for me, of course, doing the late game for you. You guys usually start a bit earlier, so late start for you, Rob.
Yeah, well, a little different. I'll be getting home a little early tonight with only the one game. I'm not sure if I'm going to know what I'm going to be able to do here. It's way too early. We're just usually starting the second game now.
Yeah, we're already through the bottom of the fifth. And Gary Owens, he's going to want to extend this game as much as he can because he was absolutely red hot last week. Has already got a hit tonight and an RBI.
Yeah, he's grounded up to second base last time up, ended his 4-for-4 string that he had started last game and ran into this one. Got the Dunmark Crushers going today with an infield single with the bases loaded. Got them the first run of the first inning before it was blown open. There's a drive to dead center field. That one's going to get not over the head of Evan LeBlanc. He makes a great running catch just in front of the 380 sign to rob Owens of a double at least, with possibility for 3 with Owens' speed.
Yeah, that was a very strong hit at LeBlanc. Got some good wheels for center field and some good fielding instincts. So essentially what could have been a double or even a triple, as you said, well, turning into a routine out in center field, as it will now be Bruce Wang who will step in with 1 out.
Bruce 2 for 2 tonight. 2 RBI single and back in the first inning to extend their lead from 1-0 to 3-0. Then he had a single last time, which he was extinguished on a inning-ending double play. That one he's going to drive to left field. That one's going to drift foul, but Weber's not going to be able to get to it just for a simple foul ball.
And going opposite field on that one. But just with a little bit too much slice, so he'll have to head back to the batter's box, and Roger will get another chance here with a 1-1 count. And Bruce currently 2 for 2. And he has been doing a good job just being able to take everything either up the middle or to the pull side. And breaking pitch is just going to watch that one through. 2 strikes.
Good curveball there from Roger from lefty versus left-handed batter. Started just up at the shoulder. Came in on the inner half for second strike of the at-bat. Follows it up with another one. That one's going to catch the inside corner. And he gets him looking for the second out.
Yeah, first strikeout for Roger. As that was 2 very solid breaking pitches there and not a whole lot that Wang could do.
I'll bring up Nick Talbot here with 2 outs, and may have hit into a double play his last time up, but his first time he blew this game open in the first inning with a big 3-run home run.
And you can see him smiling in the batter's box there. He's having a lot of fun here tonight. Been seeing the ball well. You can really see all of the Dunmark Crushers players just with a little bit more pep in their step. Of course, the Clippers still chasing down that lead. You can just feel that pressure starting to mount on them a little bit. And he goes for the big swing there, and that pitch down in the dirt makes it a 2-1 count.
Probably thought a fastball at some point. 2-1.
He's basically stayed off speed here. That looked like a splitter in the dirt there. There's the fastball. There's the fastball that Talbot had been looking for, but probably got lulled to sleep with back-to-back off-speed pitches followed by the splitter, and then there's the fastball. Go back to that big curveball here.
Yeah, so 2-2, and he's going to go for another one. Talbot laying off this time, full count. So base is clear with that full count, the 1 out. Bottom part of the soil, which has been so productive for the Dunmark Crushers. Talbot going to foul this one off. And you're looking at the majority of their hits, and they've managed to get 9 so far in this game. Just shows a lot of runs, a lot of hits for them, and the hits that they have had have been big.
Yeah, 5 of those 9 hits out of the 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters today. Top of the order got on, middle of the order walked, and then the bottom of the order has been the dangerous part, driven them in. And Nick Talbot continues his good night, earns a 2-out walk, gives Matt Hutchins another opportunity. He's got a walk, a single, stolen base tonight. scored a couple runs. And we're going to have a pinch runner here for Talbot at first base. Looks like Charlie Ashcroft coming out there again to run, and he'll go into right field for his defensive replacement. Talbot, a little bit more of an infielder. Wanted to keep his bat in the lineup as he can play kind of everywhere, but get the younger legs out there in right field to patrol out there for the last couple innings with them up 8-2.
Yeah, to put the work in. Matt Hutchings, as you mentioned, got a hit already, searching for his second. Just going to foul that one off again. We've seen a couple of stolen base attempts here tonight, a couple of fouled hit and run attempts also. But the action on the base path has been relatively subdued. Roger working with that 1-1 and a long stare down at first base. Carter doing a good job blocking it and was ready to go just in case the runner was off at first base.
Good pick there by Mike Carter. Ball was about 3 feet short of home plate. He's able to tape it almost like a first baseman with a short hop. And looking for the back pick if the runner jumped off a little bit too much. There's pick off. That one's going to get past Lekmesh at first base. And Ashcroft going to move up to second base. Runner scoring position, 2 out. For Hutchings, that'll be an error on the pitcher.
Well, it just makes the Denmark Crushers put themselves in an even better position. A lot of their run scoring opportunities have come just because those little misplays by the Clippers have just allowed them to take that extra base when necessary, just taking that pressure off. And now a double play comes out and is immediately wiped away due to that error. So now it's going to be up to Roger to try and get 2 outs with a runner at second.
Yeah, so far the Clippers have been a little sloppy with the baseball tonight. That's going to be their 4th error of the evening, but they didn't commit any in the first inning when they gave up 6. So they'll be they can't say that was their downfall if they can't come back tonight. But with still three innings left, two and a half innings left, they got a couple at bats left to put up some crooked numbers with that lineup, and there's going to be a little more pressure these last 2 innings to score multiples.
So 3-2 count. 2 out, runner at second. Pitch from Roger, bouncing ball towards McArdle, able to get it after taking a couple of steps back. Lekmesh gets the pick, but it won't be in time. Runner moving up from second to third with Ashcroft now in scoring position. So McArdle has had some action at third base, but so far has not been able to get that runner out at first.
He's fielded all the balls cleanly. That one we saw, he took the short hop, just kind of got him in there, but just hasn't been able to get guys going across the field. He's had a couple speedy runners to contend with, and Hutchings, that's going to be a second infield single of the night, and those are both just on hustle so far.
That's one thing that the Denmark Crushers have had in spades is the hustle down that first base line. We saw it originally with Owens being able to extend the inning by getting on base on that chopper to the left side, and they've just continued having that mentality throughout this game, and just has led to so many opportunities where it could have been quite easy 5-3, 6-3 ground out, and they've just managed to beat out ultimately the ball and then extend the inning.
Owens' one in the first inning was big. It got the team going, and when you see there's going to be another ground ball, McArdle's going to get another opportunity. Tries to barehand, probably the only chance he had. Not able to come up with that'll be another infield single for the Denmark Crushers tonight. Cresswell gets on, RBI for him, and then going to be runners first and second with 2 out for Anthony Herrera, who's having a little bit of an off night tonight, but they haven't needed him so far.
Well, off night offensively, but defensively he's been as good as advertised. As we get another look at that ground ball, thanks to Black Chrome.
And you see the hustle right out of the box from Cresswell. And forced McArdle to know the only play he had was to the bare hand. And one of the tougher plays for third baseman to make.
Currently batting, Anthony Herrera.
I mean, you think about an off night for Anthony Herrera, still got a hit, still got an RBI, has reached on an error. You consider that an off night, you'll take it. As the runner going from second is going to end up going home, as that will pay off on the hit and run. misplay in left, and all the runners will move up to second, third, and home respectively. Another run crosses the plate for the Dunmar Crushers. Now make it a 10-2 game. So we get another look at it here. Just that misplay in left by Webber. Just going to cause the runners to move up that extra base. And my apologies, Adam Werfel, who is in left field, recently substituted in, will be the one with the misplay, just allowing those runners to move up. So meeting out on the mound here for the Clippers as their season is pretty much slipping away at the moment. Whoever wins this game goes on to take on the Carp next week. Roger just getting a pep talk as after a couple of trying at bats, they're going to try and get him through this inning at the very least.
Yeah, we do have 2 out. It's Landon Hernandez coming up. He's going to walk, pop out, and a hit by pitch. Has scored a run today, but another part of the order who hasn't had any RBIs. They haven't needed them. One of the things the Crushers did in the first 3 games of their season was they were scoring 7-8 runs a game, and it was spread out right through the lineup. And today it's been the bottom of the order that's got them their runs driven in as the top and the middle have gotten on base. That's one of the things that kept them successful. And see if they get that opportunity in the last. In the finals, if they can hold on here with an 8-run lead with 2 at-bats left. It's like, this is going to be maybe the intentional walk here, as they don't really throw in anything to Landon Hernandez that he can get in and drive.
Well, does get the strike. And ultimately, they've already 8 runs down. Adding another base runner on where you're heading into Ben Andrews, who they have managed to keep relatively subdued, but does have a sacrifice. Only 1 out. At some point, you've just got to be able to challenge Landon Hernandez. See if you can get that double play. Working with a 3-1 count and make it 4-1. Walk for Landon Hernandez, so they won't really challenge him, as you said, Rob. Going to try and go for Ben Andrews here, but it doesn't get any easier, and it looks like that could potentially be it for Roger.
Yeah, looks like we have another Wojtek call to the bullpen. And they're gonna go once again to the bullpen. This will be the 6th pitch of the night that the Sweet Amber Pale Clippers have used. And they're going to their ace. They're going to Chris Burkholder. Down 10-2. They need this door closed. They need the opportunity to get back and score some crooked numbers in their last 2 at bats. And he's got bases loaded, but he's got 2 outs. So he's just going to have to get 1 out here if they want a chance to try to come back at all.
All right, Chris.
You know, this is the time you got to use them. Just try and get through this inning and hope that the Clippers can put up some crooked numbers of their own. But naturally, you've got to give credit to the Dunmar Crushers. They have lived up to their namesake so far in this game, having put together those 10 runs on the board off of 12 hits for the Clippers. 2 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors on the board for them. And a lot of those errors, unfortunately, have come at third base, with Jordan McArdle just having some issues in being able to get that ball over to third. And said mainly a first baseman by trade and plays designated hitter as well, but they decided to try him out at third base, which we were saying at the start of the broadcast. It hasn't done for quite some time, and in this case the experiment hasn't necessarily worked out. But I mean, for someone like McArdle, who is a good hitter, you want him in the lineup. They've had key players missing. They've had to move their lineup around and shuffle some players. Ultimately a necessary evil which needed to be made, and hasn't exactly worked out in their favor this time around.
Yeah, it looks like the ended up being a bad week to be a little short-handed. They, as we mentioned at the top of the show, Dylan Brammer, their normal starting shortstop and leadoff hitter, not available tonight. Terrell Joyce, not available tonight. So they did have to slide Thompson over to short, find themselves a new third baseman. They went with Jordy McArdle. normally first baseman for the Adelaide Bite, does have third base experience in his history, and so far tonight he hasn't fielded any mistakes fielding the ball, but just hasn't been able to get him over there with the speed of some of the runners. But the six runs in the first inning, there was nothing there, and that was all on the bats of the Dunmar Crushers. And
with the speed down the first base line, it's really forced him in that in-between period where you want him to be able to challenge and really attack that ball, but it's just so hard when you've got that pace going down that first base line to be able to field that ball cleanly, and especially when you don't have a lot of experience, as that one's going to get past third base into left field. One run will score and potentially a second, as there will be no play at the plate. So the Dunmar Crushers add 2 more runs onto their scoreline, make it 12-2, as Andrews makes the Clippers pay yet again, just taking that high pitch and rolling it into the outfield.
Yeah, the 0-2 pitch there from Burkholder. He went up the ladder a little bit. Andrews went a little bit higher, was able to chop it into left field in the 5.5 hole. Throw home is off the plate. Herrera comes in to score 2 more. It's 12-2 for the Dunmar Crushers here, as we see a little bit of light rainfall.
Yeah, well, according to our very limited weather radar, known as Rob Usher, you were saying the rain was meant to be scheduled to come in around 10 o'clock, but seems to be here just a little bit earlier, as the clouds have been slowly rolling in. Has been looking pretty ominous, but we did, to start this game, have absolutely fantastic weather. Let's hope it holds out at the very least.
Yeah, right now it's just a light drizzle. A little bit of a relief maybe for the players. It was a little bit more muggy night tonight. But Burkholder pumping fastballs right by Cakebread right now. Gets ahead 1-2. See if he can make a put-away pitch here, 1-2. Get his team out of trouble so they can get on the bats.
So 1-2, Cakebread. 2-strike approach here with 2 out. Still got 2 runners on. O'Cola going to go low and away. Looks like a soft ball has made its way onto the field. For the Clippers, just need to get 1 more out here in the bottom of the 5th. And Cakebread golfs this one into right field. Runner is going to be waved around from third. Play at the plate. Tag will not be in time. Another run will score for the Dunmar Crushers, make it 13-2. So we get another look on the replay here. Cakebread, good 2-strike approach over the head of Blackmesh. Hoshki with a strong throw from right field, but just not quite strong enough.
Just a little bit late to get the runner for Landon Hernandez there. Good throw, as you mentioned. Good pitch from Burkholder. Came in on the hands of Cakebread, and he was able to turn on it. He was able to get him in there. And we've got Owens takes fastball up for ball 1.
So 2-2 scoreline. Sorry, 2-2 count, I should say. 13-2 scoreline. As that is the most runs scored by a team this season. Next highest was the Wasps, who beat the Crushers 10-2, and that was back in round 6. So Crushers putting themselves in the history books of the Super League.
Yeah, they certainly came out wanting to win tonight. Put up 6 in the first inning, batted around 10 men. This is the second time they've batted 10 men around in the game in 1 inning. As Owen said, led off this inning with a deep fly ball that LeBlanc made a running catch up against the center field fence. Otherwise, this one could have been even more than what it was. And four pitches wide from Burkholder draws Owens a walk for 2 outs.
Well, it'll now be Bruce Wang, who is currently 2 for 3, did strike out looking in his last at bat. And this is a situation we've seen a few times for the Dunmar Crushers, bases loaded.
Well, the inning started ominously enough for Roger. He got the fly up to center field. He struck out Bruce. And then it was a 2-out walk to Nick Talbot that started it, and 5 runs later, Bruce is back up again here in the bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, that was a full count walk as well, so potentially 1 strike away from getting out of this inning unscathed, and it just goes to show this game has a funny way of doing things.
Yeah, it's in the first inning when they scored 6, it was a 2-out walk that allowed the Dunmark Crushers to open the door, and then it was 2-out walk here. That one's going to flare down left field line. That one's going to get out of play as it goes just short of the Clippers bullpen.
So Rebel behind home plate, ready to go yet again. Resumes 0-2. And nice tailing pitch there. Just going to tail outside though. Nice job by Wang to lay off. It's Burkholder trying to find that 3rd strike. And gets it. Wang goes down 2nd strikeout tonight. But that will retire the Dunmark Crushers as they hold a 13-2 scoreline heading into the top of the 6th. We are going to go to a break. You're watching the Super League thanks to Spacequake Sports.
Their specialised knowledge, ability to deliver and professionalism are keys to our successful relationship. A friendly and experienced team.
She got 2 little horns and they're giving me a little bit.
Welcome back to Super League Baseball. Adelaide, Fraser Fife and Rob Ushie here. The Clippers and the Crushers at the moment. Jordan McArdle getting ready to step up, trying to cut into the 11-run deficit as the Dunmark Crushers just continue to add on in this ball game. You've just got to tip your cap to their offense. They have been absolutely red hot this game and have been able to capitalize in a lot of situations.
Crushers come back about firing as they did the first few weeks of the season. It took a little bit of a lull in the middle when their offense couldn't quite get anything going. Don't know if it was the cooler temperatures we had in the middle, or if it was just kind of mid-season kind of. There's going to be a drive to center field from McArdle, but it's going to hold up, and Hutchins is just going to track that down for the first out. Carroll seems to be continuing to throw strikes. One of the things that's hard to do for a pitcher who just sits for about a 20-minute half inning there as your team batting around, scores a bunch of runs, has come out ready to go and throw strikes. He's been, tip of his cap, he's been able to do it so far to the first batter he's faced.
So Evan LeBlanc stepping in. His first pitch is going to be high and inside.
Yeah, Singleton scored his first time up. Some good base running. Hit a deep fly ball to center field last time up that was tracked down by Hutchins. He's looking to continue his productive night as he takes the ball in the outside corner to even the count 1-1.
And so far for David Carroll, just been really picking up where the rest of the team's left off. In relation to their pitching has been very, very good as they have limited the Clippers to only 6 hits. But it's those errors that have really hurt the Clippers so far, and just being able to give the Crushers more opportunities, move base runners up, taking the double play out of possibility.
Good foul ball. Errors and walks. Dunmore Crushers have earned themselves a number of walks tonight. Key ones with 2 outs that kept innings going, started innings, which they put up 6 in the first, 5 last inning, whereas the Clippers haven't had a walk yet tonight. The Dunmore Crushers pitchers have filled up the strike zone and made them earn. That one's going to be another drive to center field. Hutchins isn't going to have to move for the second out of the inning.
You feel for the Clippers, they've got to try and get something going, and again, they don't have a clock to work with, but they've chosen to be aggressive, which has worked in previous games, but they have a big deficit to chase down, and looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter here for the Clippers.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to maybe empty the bench, give some of the players who haven't had a lot of opportunity. I believe this is going to be Alessandro Zufall coming in to pinch hit for AC Carter. Hasn't had an at bat yet here in Super League. He's been in to run a couple times late in the game. Take strike 1. He's a young man from Switzerland over here in the exchange program with Henley Grange Rams. Catcher and outfielder. So we'll see if he gets his first opportunity behind the plate to do some catching defensively as well.
There we go, we get confirmation from the PA. So what can Zufel do with a 1-1 count, 2 out, base is clear. He's going to foul that one into the netting.
He's right on that one, straight back, and gets a fastball. Carroll's just going to be looking to fill up the zone with 11-run lead here, 2 outs. For a younger batter who doesn't have maybe quite the experience of an AC Carter who homered earlier in the game. And there's good slider to end the inning as he gets them to chase something that darts away. And Carroll continues the good pitching of the Dunmore Crushers pitching as he gets his second clean inning.
Yeah, they just continue. The way the Dunmore Crushers have gone, they have definitely been the team to beat in this game, well and truly from the very first pitch, as they have just been able to continue their hot runner form, and the Clippers just need something. We've said that a few times this season for quite a few of the teams, pretty much all of the teams, but right now they definitely need something, and even beyond that, because they are 11 runs down, and it just makes things a little bit harder when your season's on the line.
Yeah, we're going to be going to the bottom of the 6th here. Clippers know they got one more shot, but the way some of the changes they're using, that almost we wonder if the Clippers are just looking to give players playing time here, or if they're going to go to the bench to try to get a little fire under the bellies that the Carp pulled a couple weeks ago and had a big inning when they needed it, when their starters weren't performing.
Well, at this point, they've only managed the 2 runs, so it's not necessarily going to hurt them to try. So we do have a Wojtek pitching change. Zufal coming out of the dugout. He'll be getting those catching duties coming in for Carter. So we'll wait for the scorers to let us know who is pitching. Because Rob, you have the rosters, but no number listed. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, he's going to be facing the bottom of the order here. As the Crushers have batted through a few times. Charlie Ashcroft is going to get his first at bat though, as he went in to run for Nick Talbot last time and came in to play defensively in the outfield. Throughout the tournament, he's been 2 for 12 in the .67, started 7 games. One of the players they've interchanged throughout the outfielders during the series.
So bottom of the 6th here, Crushers, not that they need to, but trying to add on to that 11-run lead. 13-2 the scoreline on your screen.
Leading off for the Crushers, Charlie Ashcroft.
So barring any changes, it'll be Ashcroft, Hutchings and Creswell. This first pitch is going to be a ball, 1-0 count. So according to the game day, Luke Rackebrand will be the one pitching at the moment.
Be the first time we've seen him on the mound for here in the Super League. It was we've seen him at first base and DH, one of the powerful hitters of the Port Adelaide Baseball Club. We haven't seen him on the mound yet, but this is going to be sixth time they've gone to the bullpen. They've made 6 Wojtek changes, 7 pitchers on the day altogether. So might be time to start finding some new arms when we're late in the game and when you've given up 13 already.
Well, he gets the strikeout. It is going to get away from Zufal. He's going to have to throw it from the on-deck circle. It's going to go over the first baseman's head. Ashcroft getting on base, so Rackebrand gets the strikeout but doesn't get the out.
Oh, we did see that earlier in the Super League from Willie Lee, one inning, which he's got to face an extra batter or two, and got himself 4 strikeouts in 1 inning. And here maybe Rackebrand's going to get that opportunity too.
Yeah, so another pinch hitter in for the Dunmar Crushers.
And looks like it'll be young man Blake McMillan coming in to hit here. And got a few at bats. He's 0 for 4 in the tournament. Got himself opportunities for a late defensive change. But one of the things we've used the Super League for is the development of some of the younger players that are up and coming. And you get to learn from some of the veteran players, get some at bats possibly later in the game, and we have seen some of them start games throughout the tournament and face some of the top arms.
So 2-1 count. Rackebrand throwing high. 3-1 count at the moment.
21.
Ooh, and he's just going to go inside, and it's going to come too far inside, so hit by pitch. Now a strikeout and a hit by pitch leading to 2 base runners. And lineup going to turn back over to the top, Jeremy Creswell. He's been able to reach so far. He has 3 hits of his own. Single to center, single to third, and another single to third, which drove in an RBI.
And goes after the first one a little bit low and away there. Rackebrand gets ahead 0-1. He did strike out Ashcroft to start the inning, but the pass ball did allow him to get to first base. And then on a 3-1 pitch, he came a little bit too far inside, hit McMillan. And now he's ahead 0-2 on Jeremy Creswell.
So 0-2, Rackebrand brings the pitch, and it's going to be hit out into left field. Werfel is chasing after it, takes a bit of a spill on the warning track. Means another run will score. Ashcroft with the wheels. He now adds the 14th run to the Crushers' box score. And they just keep adding on. So we get another look at that hit there. Creswell able to turn on the Jets once he gets past first base, and for McMillan, he ends up at third. Unfortunately there, just a bit slippery out in the outfield for Adam Werfel.
Yeah, it looks like he caught a little bit of the grass right before the warning track. We did have a light misty rain earlier. That one's a drive from her. If that one stays fair, that's gone, but it's another one gonna tail foul. And as he went to plant his foot, get the ball, just kind of went out from him, allows the runners to advance 1 base. Going to be an RBI double for Creswell.
Well, Herrera being aggressive. Hit out towards right field. Going to be a shallow right field and taken out there. And that will be the first out.
Yeah, Rockbrown gets a pop up there to right field. No damage done. Keeps it to a 12-run deficit.
Yeah, with Jack Dawson taking that out in right field as he's been newly inserted into this ball game. And a pitch that's going to hit the catcher. And ultimately, another hit by pitch here in this inning. So for Landon Hernandez, that's his second one of the night. He's going to be nursing some little bruises, I think, tomorrow.
That one probably caught a little bit of the guard there, but going to be a day for Hernandez. He's going to end up going 0 for 1. 2 walks, 2 hit by pitches. Ends up scoring a couple runs.
Well,
Andrews,
yeah, going to get the ground ball with the 4-6-3. And Denmark Crushers being aggressive. They add another run to the scoreline, make it 14-2. And Luke Rackerbrand on the hill gets through the inning.
Bottom 7, is it?
Does get the strikeout. And even a bit of a loose footing there, but again, they get it. Most importantly, that's all that matters. So we head to the top of the 7th inning. Crushers chasing 12. You're watching Super League Baseball.
Black Chrome is the official partner of Super League Baseball Adelaide. Head to the Black Chrome website to view the new range of custom baseball apparel and see why so many teams are choosing to partner with Black Chrome.
She got 2 little horns and they give me a little bit.
Between the done, 2 in favor of the Crushers. As we do have a Wojtek pitching change, and they will look to try and neutralize this Clippers line one more time. So it will be Sam McGarry, Jack Dawson, and Dalton Probert, the 6, 7, 8 due up in the Clippers lineup.
Hey, Phil.
We'll have to wait and see what the update is in relation to the pitching change.
Oh, just by initial looks, I believe it's going to be the youngster Jasper Clark who's getting an opportunity here for the Denmark Crushers in their semifinal game. Up 12 runs. He has limited action, inning and 2/3. He got 5.4 ERA coming into the game. 3 walks, no strikeouts. But with a 12-run lead, he'll be able to just go right at hitters, attack. Not really worry too much about personal stats and get his team their final 3 outs to get themselves a shot in the inaugural Grand Final of the Super League next Wednesday against the Carp.
Well, they're still going to get 3 more outs, but they have built themselves up quite a lead. This will be a swing through from McGarry. 0-1 count. And again, I think they're just going to be aggressive here. Go for the big swings. For McGarry, he's currently 1 for 2. It really is this game winding down. As you can see, the scoreline really says it all, but then all the focus goes towards the Carp next week. Or a team that sticking around the middle of the pack and then really came on hot. And I mean, we're talking about the Crushers being a team that had a bit of a lull in the middle of the season. But I suppose that the times you want to get hot more so than anything is at the start and end of the season. So if they can carry the form that they've had so far these past couple of weeks, they could put themselves in quite the conversation for who will take out the inaugural Super League Grand Final.
Clark misses there, even the count 2-2. It is going to be a good Grand Final next week. We did have they did end up playing each other barring a big comeback here from the Clippers. We did only have them play each other twice this year, as we did have the one rain out. First week of the season. And Denmark Crushers came out firing on all syllables and kind of ran away with a 7-1 victory. And then in the fourth week was when it was that cold 5-6 degree weather, and Carp played a little small ball. There's a good strikeout there by Sue to be the first out. And they won that one 2-0. Played a couple different styles. At that game, the Denmark Crushers tried to play a little bit of a long ball trying to catch up in that game, trailing one for most of it and gave up one late. So we're going to have almost the rubber match between the two teams next week, with them each winning one game.
So now with Jack Dawson getting his first action in the batter's box for this game. 1-0 count against Sue, as our information has been updated. Sue on the hill for the Denmark Crushers. For the Clippers right now, Dawson, Probert, Werfel. The next three hitters due up. A bit of a flare into right field. It's going to drop in fair as Dawson gets a hit here in the top of the 7th. Base is clear, 1 out. As you can see, all smiles from him.
Yeah, it might be not the first time he wanted to get his first Super League hit, but it's Jack Dawson's first game that he gets to swing the bat in a game. He's pinched around a couple times, but that'll be the first at bat he has, and he's gonna be 1 for 1 in the Super League this season.
There's Probert going to swing through, and of course he also coming in for his first at bat. Really, you can see for the Clippers, empty the bench, give a couple of guys a chance to get some swings in. I think they'll definitely be tipping their cap to the Denmark Crushers for what they've been able to do in this do-or-die game. A lot of credit has to go to that pitching staff as well for neutralizing this Clippers offense, keeping them only to 2 runs. Probert going to swing through on that one, tried to pull it back.
The pitching staff gave up 7 hits combined today in 6 innings so far. They didn't walk anybody, didn't hit anyone, didn't walk anybody, didn't give any free bases to the Clippers batters, which was key. When you see they do still had power, they were missing a couple of guys today, but Evan LeBlanc hit a few balls hard today. Sam McGarry had a hit or 2 today. McCardle flew out deep. Alec Carter with the big home run. So keeping men off base in front of them was key. And the explosion right in the beginning to start the game with 6 in the first was going to be great for the confidence of the pitchers and allowing them to attack, and not worry about any guys who did get on base, really.
A full count. Probert just going to jam this one and take it foul into the Crushers dugout. And 3-2 count with the runner on, and Jack Dawson. Another payoff pitch and another one that's going to go foul. This one, same spot, but is going to go a little bit higher.
Probert battling here. Seen a few pitches, trying to get something he can handle as he keeps working on extending an inning for the Clippers. And there's ball 4. Going to be another runner. Going to be first and second with 1 out.
You know, they're keeping themselves in the game so far, at least in this inning. 14-2, but they're not going down without a fight. With 2 straight base runners on. Now, going to go to Adam Werfel.
Another young player from the Clippers who's getting his first at bat in the Super League. Hasn't had that opportunity to swing the bat. I believe he's in a couple games defensively or to run for the catcher, but here he gets a chance to swing.
It's important to give some of these young kids at least some game time, some time in the box. As you mentioned, a lot of them come in as defensive replacements or pinch runners. And Werfel has had quite a bit of defensive action. And taking another ball, 2-1 count. And Sue, just these last couple of pitches, has just lost the field for it, left him up high and missing the zone.
3-1.
It's a 3-1. Runners at first and second. And nice pitch there, just a rebound. Werfel swinging through.
Good 3-1 fastball there after, like you mentioned, trying to losing the strike zone for a few pitches. Was able to throw one just under the hands a little bit, got Werfel to swing through. And 3-2 pitcher with 1 out.
And finds the strike zone yet again. Werfel will strike out. And with 2 out in the top of the 7th, it's going to come down to Theo Lakmesh, who so far is hitless in this ball game.
Fly out in the first inning to left field, ground out to shortstop, and then he was able to beat one out for a fielder's choice. But the out at second last time up. And takes the first pitch right down the middle for strike 1. For one of the more aggressive hitters we've seen in the last few weeks, he's been fairly patient at the top of the order today, not swinging at every first pitch. There he jumps all over one and piles it straight back.
Considering what we saw last week with Lakmesh, I think that was more the exception than the rule, because he went absolutely off on every single first pitch. So in comparison, yes, very disciplined at bats, but still working with an 0-2 count. So 0-2 count on Lakmesh. As he hits one, and it's going to go foul over the Clippers bullpen. Matsu, after, as I said, losing the strike zone for a couple of pitches there, now starting to be aggressive and finding that zone once again. 0-2. And strike 3 looking. Lakmesh goes down, and the Dunmar Crushers will continue on to the inaugural Super League Baseball Adelaide final against the Carp. Final score 14-2 in a game that they controlled from the very beginning.
Well, they rode their veteran batting order tonight. Cresswell, Hernandez, Cakebread, Talbot, some of all the veterans of Adelaide baseball. Have a number of grand finals in SABL behind them, and these guys counted for about 9 of their 15 hits today. Was able to drive runs in. The first inning was the big one, and Nick Talbot, who struggled a little bit throughout this Super League series. A big 3-run home run in the first inning, kind of kicked the door open for the Dunmark Crushers to find themselves a spot in the grand final against the Carp.
Yeah, that'll go down on the highlight reel, and all the focus will head towards next week between the Dunmark Crushers and the Carp. That game's scheduled for next Wednesday at 7 p.m. So if you're going to watch some baseball, if you want to see what the end of the Super League season looks like, come down to West Beach next week. But final score 14-2 between the Crushers and the Clippers. Rob, I'd like to thank you very much for joining me on this broadcast. One more game to go in the Super League season, and it should be a good one.
Winner takes all. We can't wait for everybody to get down here next Wednesday, 7 p.m.
On behalf of Spacequake Sports, my name is Fraser Fife. We'll catch you next week.